Hello plant friends. So let's look at a few elbows and the biggest Philodendron strawberry shake I've ever seen. Also, if you guys are enjoying these tours, consider becoming a Patreon, and thank you for all the Patreons that are supporting me. Let's go.
So these are going to be mother plants.
They look really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I just got these a couple of weeks ago from a collector whose kids were making fun of him for spending too much time with his plants. And so he kind of was like, and wanted to sell a bunch of them. And
very nice.
This one did incredible. This is really the only shipping damage that I have on it, which is
great.
A shame. But, you know, it's a big white piece, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I actually like this. I actually like the amount of green on this. I would say this is about, 65 or so percent green.
Yeah.
Which I think is very healthy.
Yeah. This plant I don't worry about at all.
Right.
This plant over here, though, is another story entirely. I'll scoot you over so we can see this other elbow. This one has been a little bit harder to acclimate because it is so high white and it's got so much, half moon.
Yeah. Ooh. Like this leaf, that leaf, and then this is like the newest leaf right there.
That. Yeah, that hasn't even like fully come in yet. That one just opened a few days ago.
Very nice.
But
this is a great pattern, I gotta say.
This plant, when I opened the box, it was so beautiful, but we've had a few little like shipping dings that the bruises came out, and then this plant, when I first watered it, it started gutating like crazy, and that's what happened here and here. Is the gutation. So earlier we were talking about how dry you can let your Monstera get. Like with elbows especially, you have to manage how much you're watering them. You have to be really conservative, because with these big white sectoral areas, like you water them just a normal amount. And the plant does the normal thing, and it excretes some of the water from its leaves. It will rot your variegation.
Would you ever consider like wiping down the droplets?
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. If you notice that your elbows or any plant that has white variegation is starting to gutate excessively, or if you even just see like moisture on the leaves, absolutely wipe it down. Because otherwise this is what you get right here. So but that's okay. This plant traveled across the country in a box on a plane to me, so of course it's sad to see your mint condition, extremely expensive, mature elbow not looking its best, but it'll grow.
I actually get a lot of the gutation just because I water once every like two weeks or so. But I think that people who water more regularly and less, I think it might be a little more controllable. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so what I do with these, and the one in the other room, I will say is my results, like, check yourself, hold yourself accountable. I just bottom water them very sparingly. And so what I do is I just water a little bit, and then if the plant sucks up all the water, I'll give a little bit more, but I don't leave any water in the tray. So if you've got a big plant like this, you might want to invest in like a turkey baster or something like that, so you can pull, or like a syringe to pull the water out, because you don't want to be moving these plants around too much, because the top reasons, aside from gutation, that you're going to get elbow browning is actually physically bruising the leaf. But just bottom water them like as little as possible, and just wait until you stick your finger into the soil, and the soil it feels still cool, but it doesn't feel moist. So that's, for me and my conditions, that works. If you have different conditions, you may have to tweak that. But
so you bottom water, like this pot is pretty large, right? It's like a 10-inch, 8-inch. It's like a 10-inch pot or something.
Yeah.
Pretty large, and you're able to just bottom water, and just by capillary action, it It pulls the water up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, these plants had huge root balls.
Okay.
So I actually did unbox these on my channel. The video is called A Very Epic Unboxing if you guys want to take a look at that. And I do show the root balls, I think, in another video. But they're really big. Mm-hmm. So I put maybe like 2 inches or so of soil on the bottom. Mm. But there's a lot of roots in there, and they can easily suck up the water.
Great.
Like, it's
yeah.
not...
Yeah.
The reason that I got the little browning was that I did give them one top water when I first potted them up, and that was a mistake. I was in here with like the microfiber cloth, like trying to wipe them all clean. So just if you are a new albo parent and you're really worried about browning, physical injury to the leaf, excess moisture, so too much humidity or excess guttation, those are going to be the 2 things that really, or pests. Thrips will absolutely destroy variegation, so it's really important that you do your pest control too.
Do you recommend people like wiping the leaves, like dust or whatever, you know? Like...
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you want to keep all of your leaves really clean and dust free, but especially for your albo Monstera, because they have less chlorophyll than other plants. And you should be treating for pests anyway. I mean, I use Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew on my leaves, and it won't harm your leaves. You know, that kind of, for me, works to clean them off.
How often do you wipe your leaves?
Probably like every couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say. When you've got a plant like this that is just that prized of a specimen, wiping it down every couple of weeks is really, you know, like it's a low commitment,
it's like how often, maintenance. Right, how often are people waxing their expensive cars?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Okay,
so
let's talk about that monster.
This this is Queen Celine. I don't name very many of my plants, but the special ones sometimes do get names.
And this one is a...
This is a Philodendron strawberry shake.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would say hands down, this is the biggest strawberry shake I've seen. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's a small Christmas tree.
Yeah. Holy, wow.
Yeah. She's definitely kind of become a fan favorite, and she's definitely the plant I get the most random DMs asking for cuttings from.
I mean, wow. The leaf shape is much broader as a...
And look at it, she's got these beautiful half moons. Scooch her over.
Do strawberry shakes ever revert? Have you heard of them reverting?
I don't know. Why don't we just turn it this way and you tell me what you think?
Oh, well, it's a low variegation leaf. But...
I mean, they can absolutely revert.
Oh.
But... You know, it's just kind of one of those things that with all variegated plants, you want to chop it if you don't like what it looks like, and you can try again, but...
Ooh. Wow.
And it's funny, too, because here's, like, the most juvenile leaf, and it's... There's some acclimation damage there, but that's what they look like when they're first, you know, what you're probably buying.
This is what most people think about the leaf shape of the strawberry shake when they picture it in their head. Most of them are like this.
Yeah, and look how...
Not so much like that.
Look how low variegation that is.
I mean, honestly, I'm actually surprised that you still have this leaf actually intact. Most of my leaves, like, that are buried deep in the soil and this... old usually just like fall off and they would just be dead by now.
Well, full disclosure, I didn't grow this plant. I bought this plant with the elbows, but my favorite thing is actually the Neapolitan leaves, where they have this chocolate and then the white and then also the pink.
Oh. Is that what the term is? Neapolitan
That's what
leaf?
I am calling them.
Hey, I'm down with that.
Neapolitan strawberry shake, y'all. You heard it here first.
Coin it.
Yeah.
Copyrighted. Neapolitan leaf. Yeah.
That you don't see very often. I love those, but
strawberry, chocolate, vanilla.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, you don't really see that often.
Yeah.
And explain to me this plastic. Let's see if I can turn it around so you can see the plasticness of this.
So this plant was sold to me with all of the nodes up to here air layered.
Oh.
And so the plant is big. Big plants don't like change. I'm just trying to kind of let it acclimate.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get some of the air layering done, but the roots are so established in the air layering that what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go in and cut through the moss with bonsai scissors. And so this is just here to keep all of that humid so that the moss stays moist, because I don't want it to dry out. And I mean, the root ball on this plant is humongous,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of it is like further
Yeah.
up nodes. I think his plan was that he was going to cut it and sell it.
Yeah.
He wasn't planning on selling it in one whole piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just got to kind of figure it out. You know, that's the thing about when you buy plants from private collections, you got to kind of roll with how they are set up.
But honestly, like, having tons of area roots, minor problem.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's just one of those things. It's not a bad problem to have,
Yeah.
but you need to be, thinking about, like, okay, how do I not mess this up?
Mm-hmm.
How do I work with the plant that I have
Yeah.
and not, excessively stress it, because those roots are part of the plant's root ball.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sweet.
I'm just kind of letting her acclimate, and I do eventually plan on taking propagations and offering them for sale.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be trading
Yeah.
pieces of this plant in the foreseeable future. But if you are interested in Queen Celine, eventually her babies will be offered for sale. I just don't have a timeline on that. So
Yeah, I mean, you're ready. I mean, with all those roots, air layered, that's awesome.
yeah, I think I want to take a second, make it a second mother plant. But we're just letting her, have some time. I'd like to see if I can get her to sun stress as well, but
Yeah.
it's probably my grabbing a fire plant. Fortunately, the windows are right there, so just
looks great.
knock them out. So over here we have some other plants.